Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. So glad you're here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a return friend, welcome back. So glad you're dropping by again. I have a couple of great recipes for you this week, and one of my favorite is the taco cheesy casserole. And I did it, I believe, like in a quick or one of my videos. Anyway, I didn't have the recipe, so I thought I'd demonstrate it here. It's super quick to put together, super easy. And hey, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and scooch on over and hit the bell icon. You don't want to miss any of my new videos that are going up and any of the recipes. And the other one we're going to do today is actually from the Starch Solution. It's fabulous. It is the Artichoke Paella, and so we're going to take it right from the book, actually. Super simple, but actually very nice. And we're going to just do some other little meal preps just to get us going for the week. If you're new here, my name's Vicki-Lynne. Welcome. I'm on a journey to lose weight, get healthy, and lower my cholesterol, and get moving every day. So if that interests you, stick around. Hey, we do some grocery hauls here. We do a lot of things. I do a lot of vegan recipes also, because all the Starch Solution recipes are vegan. And I cook without oil. So if you think you can't cook without oil and have great recipes, I'm here to prove you wrong. So let's get into today's recipe. For this recipe, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need some hashed brown potatoes. And just make sure there's no oil in them. These ones do not have oil, but just read the ingredients. Sometimes there are. You just want the hash browns to have no oil, just simply be potatoes. Sometimes there's some dextrose or some salt. That's okay. We're going to need a frozen vegetable of your choice. I normally do this with broccoli, but I recently had somebody ask me what else could you do, and you could do anything with this. You could put shelled edamame if you want. I'm just going to use mixed vegetables this time, just to mix it up. And this is just carrots and green beans and corn and some peas. So that should be super simple. You're going to need a taco seasoning of your choice. I'm just going to use this big one. Sometimes I have mine already made. I don't, so I'm going to use that. You're going to need some salsa. Now the one I made last time, I used a hot salsa. And to be perfectly honest, it was too hot for me. I have some digestive issues, and my husband had to eat it because it was too hot for me. And then just our homemade cheese sauce, and I'll link that up here. You guys have seen it a million times by now. And obviously a pan to put it in. Just going to use, depending on how much you're making, you're just going to use whatever pan your whole potato dish will fit into. Hoping that'll fit into that dish. I like to defrost my potatoes just a little bit, 20 minutes on the counter. Just makes it easier to stir them all in. And this is basically just a dump and go kind of, you're just going to dump it, mix it, and put it in the oven. So you're going to preheat your oven to 350. And it is really an eyeball-y kind of recipe, guys. You're going to do, I would start with a tablespoon or so of the taco seasoning, and then you can adjust it. It would depend on how hot your salsa is. They're all variables. Obviously, life is full of variables. And also with the cheese sauce, it's going to depend on how cheesy you want it. I prefer mine more cheesy than salsa. I like mine to be cheesy and bubbly. And I am going to probably add a little bit more taco seasoning. Ooh, that might have been a little too much, but that's okay. Probably not. Give it a good stir. I'm just going to add just a little bit more. Yes, that looks perfect. We're going to just put this in our prepared pan. Perfect. And then you're just going to bake this for about a half an hour. You want it to brown a little bit. You want it to be hot and bubbly. Spread it out. Super simple. And then for you can even do another 10 minutes and broil the top if you like it to be super crunchy on top. That's kind of how I like it. But super simple, super easy. There we go. So we took our taco bake out of the oven. Look at that. It's bubbly. It's crispy on the edges. I can't wait to dig into this. Wasn't that taco bake so super easy to make? I love that. And that casserole is great. If you have a bigger family, make a bigger amount. I just like making it in smaller increments so that it stays fresh. Stick that in the fridge or, again, back in the freezer, however you want to do it. That's not going to last us very long because I already ate 2 portions. It's delicious. And again, mix up your flavors all the time. That's such a great go-to recipe. And again, oil-free, delicious. So now we're going to move on to our artichoke paella. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our rice. So let's get going. Now, the rice in the book actually calls, if you're following the book, and if you don't have the Starch Solution book, what are you waiting for? Go get it. But in the book, it calls for brown rice. I actually don't have brown rice right now, so I'm using white rice. So I'm sure it's actually going to cook a little bit faster, and we're just going to accommodate for that. But it does say to take your rice and to add boiling hot water to it. And you're supposed to just cover it and set it aside for 20 minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is you should have some vegetable stock. And I just have it warming on the side. We're going to add that to our pan over medium heat. Add in our onions, garlic. Now, once your onions and garlic have softened, we're going to add in our peppers, our tomatoes. The recipe called for lima beans. I'm actually using edamame, and that's going to add to the protein. And I love edamame. And we're just going to let those vegetables soften a little bit. Now that that's cooked for about 3 or 4 minutes, just to soften the peppers, we're going to add in the rest of our spices, which is some salt, some oregano, and some red pepper flakes. We are going to add in our rice that we've soaked, the rest of our vegetable broth. And again, if you didn't have yours, I made mine because you guys know I do my scraps, and I just happened to make mine. We're going to bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to put a pinch of our saffron in here. That should be more than enough. We'll let that disperse in there. Stir it around. We're going to bring this to a boil. We're going to cover this. We're going to lower the temperature, and we're going to let that simmer for about a half an hour or until the rice is cooked. Because we're using white rice instead of brown rice like the recipe, we're going to keep an eye on it and check it at about 15 minutes or so, and I'll keep you posted. So I just checked our paella, and it needed a little bit more liquid. So I've added about another half a cup of vegetable stock and gave it a stir. I'm going to add in our frozen peas. Doesn't that look great? Oh my goodness, the colors are wonderful. I'm going to just top it off with our artichoke hearts. Just going to lay them out. And I think, as always, a little bit of fresh black pepper is awesome. There we go. There's my alarm telling me to check on it. Now we're just going to put the lid on it and let it go for about another 5 minutes just to let the peas defrost and the artichoke hearts to warm up a little bit. And that's it. Look how gorgeous that is, guys. How simple is that? Spectacular. You want to impress your friends? That's a beautiful vegan paella. Hey guys, I just wanted to thank you again for joining me in my kitchen. I love it when we can get together and share some recipe ideas. I really hope you try that paella. It looks delicious. It tastes even better. And again, totally fat-free, starch solution friendly. I honestly think that it is actually for maximum weight loss. There's nothing really in it. I mean, the peas and the edamame, high in fiber, high in protein. So delicious. Anyway, until next time, guys, leave me some comments below. Let me know how you're doing this year, how your cholesterol's doing, if you're getting out and walking every day. I want to know how everybody's doing. And don't forget, we have a Facebook group. Go over there, share your meals with me, show me what you're eating, how you're doing. That's how we can connect a little bit easier with messages and stuff. And until next time, see you soon.